Their guys get set to match up between the Miami Dolphins and the Minnesota Vikings. Here's the former UCLA Bruin, Kaimi Fairbairn, to get this one started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Come on, set. 18 Gator. 54. Right, 54. I'm coming out. I'm coming after you. 5.
On play action, they'll throw. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Call that a very strong gain of 24. And a nice start there to the aerial attack to pick up the first.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season, that's a great way to get started. First drive of the season, what a nice completion.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. Tackle made there by the UCF man, Mike Hughes.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Here we go.
Now Ballage. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
Continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here now. But they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. He'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll set up to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback.
Ready up. I'm on. Tight end right. We got 4.
They go play action. Griffin. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long. An early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Griffin. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Hey, Charlie.
From the shotgun, Griffin. Now he steps away. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down. Pretty solid gain of 7. Now they face a 4th down. So on 4th down, they bring on the Michigan man, Matt Wild, to kick it away. Jakeem Grant back deep for Miami. This is brought in at the 21. A field flipper there, a 47-yard punt coupled with a loss on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Wide open receiver complete. A pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, Dolphins.
Okay, ready?
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Got it. Game situation. Let's go. Check it backer. Check safety. Rush in.
They'll run here with Balaj. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
2nd and 5. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They'll drop to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. This is caught inside the 15. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big play there for the Dolphins. 46 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Come on, set. 18, Gator. 55. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, y'all. Let's make these babies cry. Let's go.
3rd and 2, now Griffin. Open man is Thielen is complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 41-yard line. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 41. Now Cook running right. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Got it.
On 2nd down, it's Cook, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Results in a loss of 2 yards. So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13.
Leo.
Out of the gun, Griffin. And the throw there going to be incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Okay, just like that. Just like that. Ready?
Back to throw now in his own end zone. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And they're going to get this all the way out past the 20. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Balaj. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A nice pickup of 23 on the 3rd down conversion. This quarterback now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. They'll set up the screen to Balaj. They give him a gain of 37. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
Recon, 132 fighter.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's got it. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage.
As a former defender, I would be angry as well. Could not get off the field. Well-executed offensive drive. No matter what the defense tried, they couldn't stop them.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script play.
He's got daylight. He's at the 40, the 20, 10. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 75 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters.
A good pickup there, 21 yards. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this, or he keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
Ready.
Mike 54. Time to go right now. Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Mike. You remember me. Let's go, baby.
Ready.
Looking to throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And that'll kick and go out of bounds just outside the 15 at the 16-yard line.
Ready, break.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
First and 10 at the
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, lock it. 5.
Off the play fake. Here's Griffin. And Diggs has it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a first down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that?
Hey, 4 down.
Get it.
Now look out. Griffin hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
The throw right sideline here is complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Now Griffin. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 18.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
Down. 90 Wolf.
Check in.
Down to lose one. Look at me. Go. Go.
To throw again. Griffin. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Now a play fake here on first down. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. The big man, P.J. Hall, had the path to the QB there.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half, and if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Carl Nassib in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. Back-to-back sacks have this place in a frenzy as they line up again, 3rd and long now. He'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, you know, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far,
now look out, Griffin hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. He's at the 50. The 30. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. So the turnover forced, and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on. It doesn't just happen in a game and everyone rallies. They discuss it prior to, and everyone knows their role when they create a turnover like that.
That one goes for 24 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. They're going to look to throw, and this is going to be intercepted. picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Intercepted. The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10. Final play of the half. It's Griffin going deep for Diggs. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38. Give to Cook out of the gun. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
From the 41, Griffin. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. And he's able to find Diggs. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
So now first and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 44-yard line. From the gun, it's Griffin. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And when a free safety goes like he did there, he better be sure he's going to be able to make a play.
Well, there's no doubt about it, because I have a feeling that the defensive coordinator and head coach are on the sideline screaming, no, no, no. Good play.
Yeah, good job, buddy. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Get ready.
Griffin. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, never story.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked by Darryl Worley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move. But maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with third and about 6 yards to go.
Let's go. 60 outlaw. Bam.
Check.
Now it's Griffin. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Solomon Thomas, they'd love to see that from him as he slips in for the sack.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
51 yards on the punt there. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
At their own 46-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, Haywood.
54 Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch the flag.
2nd and 10. To Valdez-Scantling over the middle. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision. And receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now back to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation. But sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before. On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Check. Look. Squeeze. Hit it.
On 3rd down, Griffin. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
Let's see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain there of 30 big ones. This quarterback now over 300 yards now for the game, and time to improve on that as he's got a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Yes. Hey, exit.
Back to throw. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's Dolphin football. It's also Dolphin lead to begin quarter number 4. The Dolphins on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15.
Right there, 54, right there, right there.
Back to throw here. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And this one is right down Broadway. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They run it again with Cook. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 23 yards the pickup there.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
218, chop.
Mike 55, Mike 55.
Hey! Nice 7.
I got you. 55's Mike, guys. 55. Watch the run.
On first down, Griffin. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 6 there on first.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a tire breakdown on what the coverage was. That everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
That one, a gain of 20 and a first down.
Let's go. 30 base.
They go play action here on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Sua Cravens came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Check nickel.
Leo. Ready.
Here's Griffin. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That one goes for 30 yards.
First and goal at the
Go
8-yard
now.
line.
60 or.
Check in. 3 buzz.
Snap.
From the shotgun, Griffin. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
5.
On 2nd and goal, Griffin. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 20. 10. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Here we go.
At their own 19-yard line.
Come on,
The
set.
Minnesota
Turn
offense
over.
about ready to get this next drive underway. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one, it didn't bother you too much last time.
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid, too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship, too. In the NFL, they're getting paid, too. With the day he's had, you can have one going the wrong direction. Now the second down throw on target. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
60 Pittsburgh. Big Griffin.
Now Griffin on first down. It's complete to Diggs. There he goes left side. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, yards. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
That's fielded in the end zone. Fighting him off. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their... Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball. Clock
continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. Again, it's Balaj. And some room to maneuver. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. And he's going to get this all the way down to the Vikings' 32-yard line. Big run here in the fourth as they continue to wear down this defense.
And that's when the offensive line coach clicks onto the headset and says, head coach, offense coordinator, let my guys fire out and hit people. We're wearing them down. Let's finish them off with the running game.
Rock it.
They run it with Balaj. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Now they try the right side here. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
On first down, it's Bowers. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Give the tackle there to Daniil Hunter. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly. Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over. Defense still with 3 timeouts. Kneel down comes.
Down. 70. Indy.
Check.
So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, you know, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Yeah, real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason, and now I'm listening to you. So for the Dolphins, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaud. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.